It's simple. 3 quick steps, and BetMGM's got you Euros stepping your way to even more buckets. Enjoy an odds boost just for you to help you create another perfect season of basketball brilliance. Join the huddle, get off the bench, and head for the net with BetMGM Sportsbook all season long. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Pennsylvania only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as unrestricted funds. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
T-Mobile 5G home internet keeps getting better. Get our fastest connection loaded with benefits. Get T-Mobile's best home internet starting at $55 a month with auto pay and any voice line. Plus, Price Lock. We won't raise your rate on internet. Check availability at T-Mobile.com/home internet.
Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Guarantees regular monthly rate plan price of fixed wireless 5G internet data with qualifying service. After $15 bill credit with postpaid voice line plus $5 a month without auto pay with debit or bank account. Regulatory fees included for qualifying accounts. $35 connection charge applies. Speeds vary due to factors affecting cellular networks.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunkt Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on 2 wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
What's up, football fans? BetMGM is giving you the chance to win up to $250,000 in bonus bets. It's all part of BetMGM's longest touchdown jackpot, where you could be able to split the grand prize with anyone else who bet on the longest touchdown of the week. It's easy to get started. Log into your BetMGM account today and opt into the promo. Then place an anytime touchdown wager of $10 or more on the player of your choice, up to 1 player per game. If your player scores the longest touchdown of the week, you'll win a share of the $250K. BetMGM lets you go all the way with the longest touchdown jackpot. Make your bets and join the fun with the sportsbook born in Vegas. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older. Pennsylvania only. BetMGM's longest touchdown jackpot subject to rules. See BetMGM.com. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are unrestricted reward bonus dollars that expire in 7 days. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Zach Gale with the Odyssey Sports Minute. Most of the times we either blame a coach or quarterback for not winning a game. And yes, John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson aren't blame-free, but the biggest person to blame for the Ravens not defeating the Bills was Mark Andrews. The usually reliable tight end was the antithesis of that on Sunday, coughing up the ball down 5 points in the fourth quarter, and then dropping a wide-open 2-point conversion that would have tied up the game with a little over 90 seconds remaining in regulation. I'm Zach Gelb.
94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia. Live from the Tasty Cake Studios. Sports Radio 94 WIP. An Odyssey Sports Station. Back to the Brandon Graham Show. Brought to you by Miller Lite and Chickies and Beats on Sports Radio 94 WIP.
What's a Black Grand National?
It is the Brandon Graham Show, live from Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. It is Miller time, Eagles fans. Celebrate responsibly. Another win, so we started off the right way. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. There we go. Oh, man. What a playoff game. Like, there are playoff games, and then there's one like that with not just the snow, but the drama, the big plays, everything. I think from your perspective there, for the people who weren't in the building, what was it like from the weather to the tension to the crowd? Like, what was the entire atmosphere and experience like?
Man, it was like everybody just being outside, watching a great game in the snow, man. Like, the snow, it was just so crazy how, like, at first half it's like so clear. Yeah. And then the second half, it got crazy. I mean, slushy. It was fun, man. It was fun. Of course, it got tight at the end, but I mean, you don't have it no other way. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna put your best foot forward. And thank you, Jalen Carter.
Oh my God. Well, can you explain from having been there and done that? I was watching the defensive line toward the end of that drive, and they're remarking on TV that those guys look gassed. I mean, and Jalen Carter not only played almost every snap yesterday, has played almost every snap for like 3 months. At the end of the game, when you might not have anything left physically, and the footing is tough because of the snow, like the ability to dig down and get that, where does that come from? Like how like I just don't know how he made a play like that late in the game.
That's that dog mentality.
Yeah.
That's what Coach Sirianni, we talk about, all of us, that dog mentality. You got to find it within, especially when your back's up against the wall. And I think in that moment, on what he did, they faked the game like they've been running games all game in the middle. And he faked the game. He went one way and came back the other, went back outside the same way he came. And oh boy, turned. And when you looked at the film, he turned towards Morrow because he thought Morrow was coming to bump him. And Jalen went straight ahead. I mean, he did it back-to-back plays, the 4th down play and the 3rd down play. So it was, man, that's all game studying, and on top of that, setting it up for that moment, because they've been running that game where Morrow come around and bump him, and they faked it on that one, and man, he went to Morrow and he wasn't coming, and Jalen got scot-free. That was good.
Nick Sirianni talked today about Jalen Carter's football IQ. Obviously, you get a perspective of it that we don't. Just how much film does he watch? Only in his 2nd year. How impressed are you by how much he knows already?
I think it's both with. I mean, you got to give Clint some some credit, because he be really talking with him and really getting on him and making sure that he's staying right, because it ain't perfect. I mean, Jalen definitely a smart guy and smart football player, but both of them together, it's been really nice because he has cracked open another side of Jalen where now he can start really pushing to greatness, because sometimes you come in and you kind of think, my ability is this, but there's more to it. And I think that's where Clint come in. It's like, man, you can really terrorize this league. And I think as the season's going on, he's been believing in himself even more.
So, you say the word greatness. I was thinking earlier today how we really might be beginning to watch a really, really special career with his. I wasn't really here when Fletcher started his career, but just you think about everything Jalen could become. How special and how great of a player, in your opinion, because you are a great player, you've played with great players, how great can he be?
He can be really great, man. I mean, like I told him, you can be commanding whatever you want by the time it's time, because you keep playing like that.
Yeah.
Just take care of yourself, take care of your body. That's the biggest thing with him, just making sure you take care of yourself, because you see he got the body to do it. I mean, them guys can put 2 or 3 on him if they want to. I mean, it's setting it up for Milton Williams, because Milton Williams was out there killing too.
Dude, and
Morrow.
Morrow. Yeah, he's really developed.
It's really because of how the level of competition is. You got to keep up with Jay. Jay is out there terrorizing, but if you can win your one-on-ones, man, it's nice. That's where other people, get their shine on too. And I think everybody's been playing off each other, and they got to pick their poison. If you're gonna always go to Jalen, just know I'm over here too. And so I think Milton and Morrow stepping up in a big way, and of course our ends was Sweaty and Nolan. We talk about Nolan.
J-Lix too.
J-Lix got him one, and that's why I say everybody's building that confidence as they going along the season, and I just know it's all confidence in themselves.
I think the thing that has stuck out to me about Jalen Carter as well, because everybody knows that he's super talented and has shown flashes, but to be consistently great, like every game, he has brought it consistently. He's been a game wrecker, since the bye, which is maybe the most famous bye in Eagles history at this point. Like just his, not only just being on the field for every play, but being a difference maker all the time and showing that consistency this early in his career, when that was a question from him, has been so impressive to me.
I think it's the environment that you in. Always, I think Eagles got a great environment for him, and really mastered just having good people around good people. and it's not always perfect, of course, but for the most part, if people come from a troubled past, sometimes all they're looking for is a little love for real. And man, you don't sometimes get that. It might look and appear a certain way in certain areas, and when you see people playing for other teams and all that, but it ain't always a good environment too. But I think the Eagles does a great job with that, and I think even with Jalen Carter with all these question marks, him being in our locker room now, feeling like he's a part of the culture, and I mean, man, which he is, because he's setting it up now, and I'm loving that for him. And I just want to continue to just keep helping him get there, because this his team. Fletcher Cox, this was Fletch and all the other guys' team, but this they team now, and I'm excited, man, because we headed in the right direction, especially with the leadership of Coach, even with Howie and everybody upstairs. It's all trickles down to us, and man. I'm willing to. Hey, here you go, JC. Take that torch. You know what it's feeling like what it takes to get to where we at. So just make sure you keep pushing it with everybody else that comes in here, man. And he should be good.
So you're always honest, but I need real honesty from you. Just really to dig deep.
Something that ain't gonna get me in trouble.
No.
Right?
No. I promise.
Yeah.
When Jalen Carter has Matt Stafford up in the air.
Oh man.
And the refs are blowing the whistle. I know as a fan, I'm sitting there on my couch going, he's going to body slam him. I know he's going to body slam him. How scared are you that he's going to do that? Like,
well, I got a little scared until I seen Nolan was out there pulling him down. Like, hey, put him down. All you see is Nolan like, no. Like, I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. That's what
is that what he said?
Well, I'm just guessing because that's what it looked like on the film when we was watching it today.
Okay.
I was like, wow, man, that boy Jalen for sure. You gotta take your mind to that. To be a game record like he is, I mean, his mindset, man. I can only imagine what he take himself to, because I know what I gotta kind of take myself to, but I gotta kind of hold it off too. It's not like you gotta. It's not like I'm trying to fight nobody, but I mean, sometimes some people taking out some good aggression from what life throwing at them.
Yeah.
And that's how Jalen be playing, boy. Like he just ready to tear somebody's head off.
Yeah, no, I mean, just relatable with the radio show. You know, that's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah, we come in very violent.
Yeah, take aggression out. But one more Jalen Carter question, because you did get to play with Fletcher Cox, who's, you know, you and him are probably the best defensive linemen I've seen in my Eagles lifetime. Is there any resemblance, you think, between Jalen and Fletcher on the field? I guess not off the field. You know Fletcher a little better, but on the field, any resemblance?
Well, I just think we got two dogs that they go out there, they go about their business the right way, and one just now it's his turn.
Yeah.
And then he do it a little different, you know, than what you see Fletch. Fletch's body type is different than what JC's is.
Yeah.
But JC just like a real rhino for real out there bullying people. And I mean, man, I'm loving to be able to have a front row seat to it, practice and game. So yeah, I'm just excited for him, man, because he really do got an opportunity of a lifetime right now. And I think he's taking full advantage of his opportunities. So, man, I hope he be the game record of the week this week, and just keep it going.
Well, he picked up Jaden Daniels similar in college to how he picked up Stafford last week. So he's got some experience with Jaden. But that play where he sacked Stafford, you've made a pretty big defensive play in Eagles history as well that helped clinch a game.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like when you make that type of play in an environment, the crowd's going crazy? I always think about that image of you after you did it, and your eyes are just so wide open.
Oh, yeah.
Just what's the emotion like when you make that type of play?
Man, it's like, wow. That happened. Like, I remember sitting on the bench just saying, man, I just sacked Tom. Like, man, we got that ball back. Oh my goodness, I'm about to win my first ring. Like, I just remember being on there and everything just was kind of calm. And man, that's exactly what I was saying. I couldn't believe it. Michigan on Michigan crime right there, boy. That was a good one. But I'm hoping that we able to go down to get to New Orleans, baby. That's what I'm hoping for.
What are from a defensive player's perspective, what are the advantages and disadvantages of playing on a sloppy field like it was in the second half?
Well, we ran for 200 some yards, but it was tough for the offensive linemen to kind of get traction too on some of those. And I got to give Saquon some credit on some of that, because he definitely in that snow when he just did a jump cut, and they made some good blocks capturing the outside, but it was the jump cut that got it, and man, he was gone.
Yep.
But the O-line, and you know how good our O-line is, and I think being out there, the way the field was all slushy, and you really couldn't. It's really you can find grass, but you can't step. If you step on some snow with them cleats, and they don't get to the grass, boy, you sliding. So it was just one of those. You just got to kind of not overstride. And I think the offensive line really didn't get as good of traction, because you've seen a lot of guys missing, and certain stuff that wasn't normally happening was happening. And yeah, that's what I say playing on the surface like that.
You played in the first Snow Bowl game, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was the toughest one.
I was about to ask, how would you compare the two?
So we had 8 inches on that day.
Yeah.
But we only had 3 to 4 this week.
Yeah, what was crazy yesterday, it really all kind of was like the beginning of the fourth. I feel like the Snow Bowl, it was almost the whole game.
The whole game.
And it stayed
third
there.
to fourth.
Yeah.
Right, and it just stayed there. It was just one of those games, man, where at halftime we come back out and it just wanted to snow the whole rest of the way. And we did what we had to do. We ran the ball like we were supposed to, and man, it was a good game.
Did you give players advice on, since you had played in it before, any advice on how to deal with it when you were out there?
Well, I think the coaches and everybody were equipment. With Greg, he was just telling everybody to get their spikes, their 7 studs, different cleats, and I think they do a great job too. Because them seven studs, they really are good in those bad, when you have bad fields. But sometimes it don't always dig in as much too. Just depends. It's never perfect.
Yeah.
But those are the best in those conditions.
The Rams defensive line, I guess I know it's them and we're an Eagles station, but they played pretty well. Your impressions of that, and just that was a tough team in there yesterday.
Oh yeah.
That was a team that did not come here thinking that their season was over.
Oh yeah, and I knew that coming out, man, because when you first, just even with us when we played the Saints, when we played them the first time, and we got blew out down there, it was bad. But then we come out playoffs, like, no, that ain't happening no more. It's just because you know what to expect, and you out there, you better bring it, or it ain't happening. And especially down in their house too. So we don't never take nobody lightly, because we know that everybody marks the calendar a different way, and you never know how somebody marked the calendar on your day, especially a day like this where it's for all the marbles, win or go home. And we got to make sure we treat it as such. We got to make sure we go out and take this week like we normally do, and don't take nobody lightly. It don't matter what we did last game. It don't matter. It's what we do this Sunday. And that's all. And it's the build up. Today we took our little lift. We went over the film. Tomorrow we off. Wednesday we start. Hey, make sure you take advantage of all them days and get your body right, because it's time to go play.
So what was going through your mind? Because I think I speak for all Eagles fans that final drive was probably the most tense it's felt with this team in a long time. Mm-hmm. Just what was going through your mind being on the sideline? Were you nervous? Take us through what you were feeling during that drive.
Well, I was praying. To
I think a lot of people were.
Stay faithful, because man, if I trust them and I know it's for us, it's gonna be for us. And JC made that play. I could not believe it. I was like, wow, this boy. And then to make the second play where he had to overthrow it because he was right in his face again. It was like, yeah, man. We just wanted to make it look the style points, I guess. But when he caught that ball, though, man, it got tight. It definitely got tight.
Well, what's crazy is on that drive, it was really just that big play, because you guys had him, I think, on third down initially.
They were just getting like quick little stuff, and then they threw the deep ball, and I'm like, oh yeah, we good.
Slay almost had it too.
Mm-hmm. But it's okay. We had Slay back, and I was just happy that the boys went out there and played, because man, they scored so fast. Like you say, the first one when we down up 2 scores, I'm like, oh my goodness,
it was like a minute and a half. They were,
and hey, they got it. And all I know is We ran, and then we did we got the sack for a minute, and then we had to punt it, and then we stopped them the first couple, and then it was just like, yeah, deep ball, and I was like, oh, come on,
when
baby.
they were on the 13,
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
And then he false started.
Yep.
Yeah,
That was huge,
that
too.
was huge right there. Yep. And then did they run what did they do? He might have I think Cooper Kupp, he tried to throw it to him on the outside, I want to say. I forgot. I just remember them two plays, the ones that matter.
Crazy on the sack. There was a player open over the middle.
Yeah.
If Jalen Carter doesn't get to him, he's at the
over.
one, if not in the end zone.
It's over.
Yep.
It's over.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Because he didn't get a chance to look at him because Jalen was right there. Because as soon as he looked left and he turned and he walking, he going right across his face. But
If someone slipped in the snow, I didn't see who it was.
And JC coming right for him.
Yep.
I mean, man. Oh, boy.
But he got him.
He got him. Hey,
Yeah.
in the playoffs, that's exactly what be happening.
It's the Falcons game for
the
2017.
Falcons. Just
Yep.
think the Falcons game. Like if we don't get that tip and Torrey catch that ball,
Yeah.
because that was a pick.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Keanu
Like,
Neal off his
I'm
knee.
like, oh my goodness. So that's part of it. And just like yesterday, the Bills got a gift because going into overtime, you don't know what's gonna happen. And so, I mean, that when it's your time, it's your time. And so I just hope it's our time again this week. We gotta make sure that we go out and treat this week like we always do. Go out, details, little things, carry out the game plan in practice, and then let it show up in the game like we've been doing, and just trusting each other and hoping Q is all good too, because I know that he was out for a second, but you just want everybody to be healthy and to be able to give our best shot on Sunday, because that's all we can do.
You're not what fans are thinking and what you're thinking on the sideline is not always the same thing. But when you were praying, it was the same thing as everybody.
Oh, yeah.
We were all feeling the same thing. Not this way. Not this way. Not this way.
Like, no, let's not start it the way we finished it the way we kind of started it. You know what I'm saying? But nah, it was such a good moment. And you just gotta go out there and play. I was happy that we got through it, because those are the ones right there that make you better, make you even more closer. So let's just go out, let's take care of this week, and man, let's go put our best shot and best foot forward for this game. Don't take nobody lightly, and we should put ourselves in a good position.
All right, it's the Brandon Graham Show. Eliot Shorr-Parks, myself, Spike Eskin, and BG. You can watch on YouTube. Of course, you listen on the radio or the Odyssey app if you're doing one of the other ones. We will come back with more from BG. We're at Chickie's and Pete's in South Philly. The Brandon Graham Show is brought to you by Miller Lite. It's Miller time, Eagles fans. Celebrate responsibly.
We need Irish eyes to smile one more time. I'm Joe Ostrowski here to help you beat the books with BetQL. If you listen to BetQL Daily, you know we've been big on Notre Dame futures throughout the playoffs. ND is a sizable 8-point dog to Ohio State in tonight's title game. But the BetQL model is looking at the total. BetQL has under 45.5 as a 4-star best bet. I'm Joe Ostrowski. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL and BetMGM apps today.
Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
PNC Bank loves an exciting game, but they also think a little boring can go a long way. You see, boring banking means you're doing the right things. That's why PNC leaves the third and long to the professionals. Reliable fiscal strategies are more in their zone anyway. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
For high-quality meats and seafood without breaking the bank, Wild Fork Foods is your #1 choice. From over 700 items in their stores and online, there's over 450 meat and seafood options. Wild Fork Foods has everyday items like organic ground beef for $5.50 a pound, chicken drumsticks $1 a pound, or salmon fillets $10.50 a pound. Check out exotic and premium items like A5 Japanese Wagyu, elk, venison, whole goose, and more. Find Philadelphia area store locations at wildforkfoods.com and see the Wild Fork difference.
Score the winning touchdown at Borgata during the Big Screen Blitz. Earn entries for your chance to be one of the lucky winners to get an 85-inch Samsung Smart TV, valued at $1,100. Drawings every Saturday, now through January 25th. Score big during the Big Screen Blitz. Only at Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa. Must be 21 or older. Can we cover? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, it's John Ashell, the Car Czar from Colonial Hyundai. I'm excited to announce that our new home is complete and it's built just for you. Built for savings, built for service. Our state-of-the-art dealership is designed to make buying, leasing, or servicing your vehicle faster, easier, and better than ever. Right now, it's effortless to buy, trade, or upgrade at Colonial Hyundai. Colonial continues to be recognized for awarding the highest trade-in values in the region. I'll give you $6,500 for your trade, guaranteed, no matter the condition. We have over 200 vehicles in stock. Tucson's, Santa Fe's, Palisades, and Konas. For this month only, drive home a new Hyundai Elantra SEL Sport for just $119 per month. Every new Hyundai comes with 3-year complimentary maintenance and America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain, and Hyundai Assurance. Shop us online 24/7 at colonialhyundai.com. Colonial Hyundai, the faster, easier, better way to buy a Hyundai.
2025 Elantra SEL Sport. 12,000 miles a year for 24 months. $5,999 down plus first month's payment, tax, motor vehicle fees, and dock fee. In stock vehicles only. Offers cannot be combined. See dealer for full details. Offer expires February 3rd, 2025.
Homeowners, improve your family's comfort with a Bradford white water heater and enjoy all the hot water your household needs all day, every day. With Bradford White, you get more than just a water heater. You get our commitment to quality and reliability that you can trust. How you heat your water matters. So don't compromise when it comes to your home or your hot water. Bradford White water heaters are built to be the best because your home deserves it. Visit bradfordwhite.com to learn more and find an installation pro near you.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
The pro football playoff season is here, and there's one place to be. The BetQL Network, presented by BetMGM.
Your home for wagertainment, giving you the sharpest insights and bringing an expert guest analysis.
From point spreads to props, live betting to futures, BetQL has you covered every step of the way with wall-to-wall coverage on the road to the championship in New Orleans.
Listen live on the BetQL Network, presented by BetMGM on the free Odyssey app and twitch.tv/BetQL or YouTube at Odyssey Sports.
This is the Brandon Graham Show, brought to you by Miller Lite and Chickies and Pete's, Sports Radio 94 WIP.
It is the Brandon Graham Show. We're at Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. It's Miller time. Eagles fans, celebrate responsibly. I'm Spike Eskin, along with Eliot Shorr-Parks and Brandon Graham. I wonder if we could do another one of these. Let me know. Jack always taught me it's about the E.
It is about the deep voice E. Really,
you got to get the first E
you.
right.
Yeah. Devin Caney, not so much good.
No.
Yeah.
No. Good on the sideline.
Good on the sideline.
Not an EAGLES person. Brennan, the touchdown drive before the final drive, where the Rams went down the field in like a minute 20. Was there something we were doing different strategically? Because it looked like they they had such an easy time getting up the field. Were we doing anything differently, or were they just sort of, or were they sharper? Were they just executing?
No, I just think when you set like the tempo of it, like they just went hurry up, they went on the ball. We was a little bit of you waiting on the call a little bit because they're trying to see what they in, but then they hurried up, snapped the ball. Like it was just like little things like that. That was good on their part. You give them credit on that because they worked that all the time, man. I know for us, it was just one of those. It just happened quick, and we just let them go down and score. They made some good plays in there, and that's all I can really credit that too, because that's part of it. I've been in situations where that's what happened, where I wasn't set or we didn't get the call all the way, and that's because everything is sped up, and we got to get the call from Vic. They got to do the signals, and everybody hearing it, with a linebacker hearing it, and he got to relay it. So sometimes it's that communication.
Is it hard as a defensive player to be locked in after a huge offensive play like that? Because the crowd, when Saquon scored, snow's going everywhere. It feels like the game's over. As a defensive player, when you have to go back out on the field, because it felt almost a little bit like a letdown drive where everyone's so focused on that crazy play. Is it hard as a defensive player to focus back in after something like that?
Well, you got to make sure you never look at it as, oh, it's over. It's never over until it's over. And that was a great lesson.
Yeah.
If any, for the next game that we got to go through, because who knows if that situation come up. We gonna go all the way until it's over. And I ain't gonna say that was part of it, but it just happens like that sometimes, and where it was just like you felt. I felt that myself, but I know better because I know as a defense, if I'm playing, I'm out there trying to go make the play to really seal it. That's the mindset. But I don't think them guys went out there for that. But I just thought that the Rams came out and they had a good drive. They had a real good drive. They hurried it up. They switched the tempo on us, and that's what happened. I'm gonna just credit that to them.
What'd you think of the job Oren Burks did filling in for Nakobe yesterday?
Man, he did a great job. That run down on the screen was so clean. Then I'm thinking about Zach Bond on the one screen with the flea flicker screen. That was sweet. That was so sweet that he went and chased him down. Man, it was some hustling out there, man. It was some effort plays on both sides of the ball, and I'm just excited, man, because these boys is selfless out there. You can see a lot of guys, even when Isaiah Rodgers running down, you see Jalen's out there getting the block, but the alignment already had an angle. As soon as Isaiah went, it was like, man, I wish he would have scored, because obviously we didn't get the chance to run that Snoopy. But what happened was they called the cadence like Jalen on the defense, and they got Lane to jump. That's why.
So I heard that. So they were essentially, I don't know if they were saying like literally hike.
No, you can hear it on the TV copy, and that's not Jalen's voice. That's them.
They're not allowed to do that.
They're not, but they got away with it. I mean, it's part of it. I mean,
right.
It happens. It happens. And for them, what they're gonna lose? You're gonna get an inch yard,
right?
So
that's a good point.
You might as well jump off sides every time.
But
that's actually a good way to stop the tush push, if you think about it. Just to take that penalty and hope you get someone to jump.
Yeah.
Not
because
to give
you don't lose.
If you already at the goal line, that's a goal line.
That's what I'm saying. If you're on the goal line and the penalty is only half a yard,
it wouldn't matter anyway.
Right.
But I would take that chance.
Yeah.
But now it was good for us to have that situation, because that could have really lost the game if that's what we needed to get, a touchdown. But it's one of those, man. It was a great lesson for us, because now we're gonna alert the refs in those moments. Hey, ref, watch them boys. We got the last one. I don't know about this one, so we're gonna figure this out.
It seems tough for a ref to call. Like, they're not right there. I don't know how they would differentiate the voices. Like,
well, they can. I got caught.
Okay.
I got caught. Well, no, that was me jumping. Like, you can't jump at the line, act like you're going like you're about to take off and get them to jump off sides or have a false start. I can't do that. And you can't make any gesture on field goal block and stuff like that. So they got me for it, but you really can't say on both sides. You can't say nothing. You can't be doing all the all that. I can't do none of that, because you're gonna get a flag.
I never even thought to do that, but
it
seems like a good. I can see why they made it illegal.
It's so good. Some people, we do a good job of doing what we do. you see the guys' movement and they motioning, and you just don't know if we about to snap it or not. And so we done got a couple people over the years since Nick been here. And those little details I'm talking about. You got to make sure you know these teams and what they try to do right before the half. Like it's a running clock, or say it's a third quarter and it's 5 seconds to go. We gonna act like we on the ball. We about to snap it and we not. Right. Stuff like that. It's like teams do that, and you got to know in those situations. That's why it's situational ball, and that's what I feel Nick has already done, man, so much more for this team, because it is all about that. It's about the ball. It's about every little detail, what we practice every week. And for people to want his head, those are the stuff that people don't see. But we always seem to be ready for our situations. It ain't always perfect, but I mean, one thing we do, we hold ourselves accountable and we try to get better.
Every player and every team talks about next man up. That's what everybody says when somebody gets hurt. But this defense, with you going down, the Jalik stepping in and Nolan stepping up, Nakobe going down, Oren Burks playing well, and even yesterday with Quinion going down and Isaiah Rodgers, then when he goes out and Keely Ringo comes in and plays well too, there really does seem to be a group and team mentality to this defense. Great players, of course, but the ability to sort of, this guy can come out, this guy can come in and do a good job. I think it really speaks to the teamwork and effort and coaching as well for you guys to be able to withstand losses like that.
Yeah, and the depth that Howie has brought in. I mean, the people that's waiting on their opportunity, but still being selfless in how they prepare and making sure that they're giving good looks for Jalen and on defense, and then on offense. The guys just really taking advantage of their role. And man, when that opportunity comes, it's a standard that everybody we already set, and people want to live up to that. People want to not be the weakest link out there. And you could tell this, even with that, Keely was hyped to be able to relieve and go out there and try to make a play. And he did exactly what he needed to do to help us win. He was where he needed to be. And I mean, you never know when that ball gonna come your way, and hopefully you get your hands on it. But nobody went at you. They ain't do nothing other than because JC was out there terrorizing in the middle, and then Nolan made a big play at a big time when we was up 4, and they had that drive, and it was like, man, the guys that needed to step up, they stepped up, and all we needed was guys to fill in and make sure that they don't mess it up as far as, we don't have that, but I'm just saying, like, we got a bunch of guys that's already playing at a high level, and you want to and it raises people that's lower than you up even more. And so I'm hoping that everybody keep that hunger, especially like a guy like Keely, because your name could be called at any time, especially with Q being out right now too. I don't know the whole situation on all that, but I'm just saying, like, him getting that opportunity, you got to stay ready.
We had Tanner McKee on the Players Lounge a few weeks ago, and I was impressed by, he's the emergency quarterback, so the chances of him playing most weeks are pretty slim. And just hearing him talk about all the film work he does during the week, and just even when he got in, everything he saw, for a player that maybe is not going to get in, or like a Jalix Hunt starts the year, he doesn't really have a role on the team. How hard is it to do all that work in the background, knowing your chance might not come that week, but in a few weeks it could be there?
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's staying ready. Tanner is looking at it like he is playing, and then trying to help at that. Like Jalen already, being out there, and then you trying to help a guy. Like, man, I just love just the attitude that he brings, because he's out there on the headset. He's calling plays. He's like, yeah, good drive, good. Like, you could just, I love standing by him on the sideline, because he know the plays on offense, and so it's like, oh, okay, here go a run here, or here go this. Mm-hmm. And we're supposed to hit this guy here, and he's just going through the game as he's talking. And it's just cool to know those little things that we can talk about. That we can talk about on the other side of the ball. Now I learned a little more on the offensive side. Like, oh, okay, so this is where it was supposed to hit, or man, that was just Saquon making a play, or this guy making a play. So I love standing on there. Like, Tanner definitely got some good stuff going for him, and I hope that he get his opportunity, if it's with us or not. But I know how this quarterback stuff go. They could be sitting buried treasure for a little minute, and then next you know they come out and they never look back. So I'm hoping that Tanner case it's the same for him.
How fun is it for you to watch Saquon?
It's fun. It's fun. And he on my team.
Yeah.
Because I know how electric he was, but he just didn't have the line to back it up. And so we could get back there a little more than what the O-line doing right now. Because, man, it'll be a battle, boy, going against our O-line. Because, man, Lane is just, Lane, Jordan, the guys in the middle. I mean, you see Makai. Man, I just love what's going on. It just sucks that it's got to end in hopefully 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, give it another few weeks.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
2 more games.
Yeah, 2 more games.
That's why I'm saying 2 more games. But that's really like because we got the bye in between. If we do what we're supposed to do.
The past 2 weeks, the offense probably hasn't been everything they wanted it to be. As a defensive player, during a game, do you feel like, okay, we got to pick it up here or this one's on us? Because you guys were awesome against the Packers. Yesterday, you come away with the big stop after the offense had the 3 and out. Nick talks so much about complimentary football. Do you guys feel that in a game where, okay, we this one's on us. We got to step it up?
Well, yeah. I mean, as defense, you want to go out there and win the game. That's the whole thing. And you want to make a stop. You want to get it in a big way. And I know that that's the mindset because that's what we was talking about before we left off. Somebody go make a play. And that's what we did because you can't let that negative start to creep in the doubt because once the doubt started, then one mistake happened. Now everybody out, man, come on. And everybody getting tight. You ain't see that. Like you just –
I noticed Chauncey was really talking to a bunch of people too on that track, like getting people hyped up.
Yeah, you gotta stay loose, stay in your game. Just know it's gonna happen. It's coming. It's coming. Somebody gonna make a play. It could be you. It could be JC. It could be whoever. But it's like just play your game. Be where you're supposed to be, and then let's see where everything falls. And man, we got so fortunate because JC made a play where it could have been over. It could have been over. Definitely could have been over because the conditions caused what's the name to slip, and then JC was in his face before he could see her. And man, that's the game. That's the game right there. And man, I love it. I love it, man, because I've been on the other side of it too, where we had somebody. I remember when we had a chance against the Falcons, and I remember Aguilar. I think he dropped the pass.
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Oh man, like
down the side.
Opportunities like that. That it's like either we throw it and it's a right ball, but then no catch. Just like last night, the Ravens. Man, that's a sick way to go out. Oh my goodness.
Their season started with that dude missing the touchdown by like this much, and then ends to say,
the same game of inches, man. And it's like the for sure guy too. That's the thing. It's like that's the guy who got 2 touchdowns on
against the Falcons earlier this year.
Yeah,
like he catches at 99.9 out of 100 times.
It's like, man, you looked away before you even got the ball. I mean, but it sucked, man, for that. But that's what I say. Like that's part of the game, man. And I'm just loving that the ball bounced our way, and I'm thankful for it because I've been on the other side of things too.
It's not fun.
It's not fun. Not fun.
All right, we'll take one more break. Then we'll come back with more with Brandon and Eliot. This is the Brandon Graham Show. We're at Chickie's and Pete's in South Philly. It is brought to you by Miller Lite. It's Miller time, Eagles fans. Celebrate responsibly.
It's 94 WIP's Fight for February. Catch every moment of the journey with exclusive championship coverage.
One game at a time.
Check in with Eagles insiders and live coverage the week of the big game.
There's something special about this team.
The road to the championship starts in South Philly and ends in New Orleans.
Go be great.
Sports Radio 94 WIP's Fight for February.
Let's go!
Where can you kick off the new year with big savings on gig speed? Only with Xfinity, now through January 30th. Get gig internet at home for $25 a month for 1 year when you add an unlimited mobile line, which connects you to gig speed Wi-Fi on the road. Act fast today and save more than $650 over AT&T and Verizon in your first year. Plus, hurry and take advantage because right now you can also get a free 5G phone with trade-in. So save big and stay connected to what you love with fast gig speed internet and mobile. From home to hotspots, this new year, it's all about gig speeds and big savings. Don't wait and get gig speed internet. Spend less green and switch to Xfinity. Go to Xfinity.com/gig savings to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment taxes and fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon Fiber Gig Plus 1 Unlimited Welcome Line and AT&T Fiber Gig Plus 1 Unlimited Starter Line. Xfinity internet required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
Hey, navigation, take me to TurnersvilleJeep.com.
For January only, TurnersvilleJeep.com is offering 0% APR for up to 72 months on select models. TurnersvilleJeep.com is home to over 200 new Jeeps and Rams in stock and ready for immediate delivery. TurnersvilleJeep.com is also offering discounts up to 20% off MSRP on select models. 0% for 72 months equals $13.89 per thousand financed through SFS on approved credit. Ends 1/31/25.
In a world filled with financial information, Citizens can help you make sense of it. So whether you're signing up or hitting snooze on some financial newsletters, scrolling through your socials that all seem to be saying the same thing, or getting together with your neighbors at a cookout to game plan college funds, you're ready to make the most of it. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Learn more at citizensbank.com/made-ready.
Start the new year by making a statement in your home with beautiful, high-quality furniture from Bucks County Estate Traders. Browse over 16,000 pieces, all high-quality, famous brands, meticulously cared for and curated by our experts. Many pieces are even reupholstered by their talented team of craftsmen. You can furnish every room in your home with one trip to Bucks County Estate Traders. Their team of knowledgeable professionals provides a relaxed and rewarding experience. Visit BucksCountyEstateTraders.com or their showroom in Hatfield. What's better than bacon? Bacon on everything, of course. Add Hatfield bacon to every meal, from breakfast to dinner, for the perfect sizzling taste your family will love. With flavors like hardwood smoked, applewood smoked, maple brown sugar, and cuts from classic to extra thick, there's a Hatfield bacon for every recipe. Get inspired at simplyhatfield.com and discover new ways to enjoy your favorite bacon. Hatfield bacon. Find your flavor with Hatfield and put pork on your fork.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Granger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Granger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
It's the new year. Time to make a positive change in your life.
I went to My Computer Career because I needed job security.
Because I wanted a career in cybersecurity.
I went to My Computer Career because IT jobs are everywhere.
My old job was going nowhere.
I went because I didn't want college loans for the rest of my life.
Because I wanted a career for the rest of my life.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid available for qualified students, including the GI Bill. 529 college savings plans accepted. Not available in Washington State.
Back to the Brandon Graham Show, brought to you by Miller Lite and Chickies and Beats on Sports Radio 94 WIP.
It's the Brandon Graham Show. We're Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. It's brought to you by Miller Lite. It's Miller time. Eagles fans, celebrate responsibly. I'm Spike Eskin, Eliot Shorr-Parks, Brandon Graham. Playing the Commanders for the 3rd time this year. Do you like playing a team for a 3rd time? Like, what are the advantages of that, or is it tougher?
I mean, playing somebody in your division, you know it's going to be a game. And so you got to make sure that you You treat it as such, man. It don't matter. It's I'm gonna go with Doug on this one. It's a faceless opponent. Can't think about it because it's about what we do this week on Sunday. Because everything gonna be so different from what we played them the last time. We gonna control ourselves even more because last game it wasn't so good on our part of we lost our cool. Chauncey get kicked out.
Oh,
It was a
right.
bunch of
That
stuff
was
that
that
happened.
game.
It was
Yeah.
that game. It was. That's why you can't worry about it because you learn so much from that game that's gonna help you for this game. And so I just make sure that we don't do nothing but just enjoy the journey, enjoy the week. Make sure you make everything count, and just enjoy it, man, because it's coming either way. And somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. But the ones that was ready, those the ones who end up winning in the end. So we just gonna make sure we stay ready.
Did you play in the first Washington game? I think
Yeah.
you did, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to play in this one?
Look at you. Nah, man. Nah, we gotta get it, man. We gotta go get it this week. Yeah, keep going. Nah, but I know for me, I'm just loving that we just still together. We still ain't flinch. Everybody's still where they supposed to be. Zach Bond is out here stepping up in a big way because N'Kobe was the guy calling the plays, and now he got to be the one to set the tone and do all that stuff. And I love it. I love it. Everybody's role has changed or amped up more. And I know we managing, man. We doing it, and we together. And I'm loving it. Love to see it. Wish to be a part of it, but who knows, man? You don't know what happens. But I know for me, I'm just focused on trying to get these boys right for this week.
But the reason I was asking is just, what do you remember about that offensive line? Because they just lost, I think, their starting right guard.
Yeah, Cosby.
Yep, for the rest of the playoffs. Just what do you remember about the matchup with that offensive line?
Well, I know them guys good. They guys play hard, and we just got to make sure that we bring our game. And it's all about not making mistakes. Because I remember in that game, even when we won, when they came to the house. Or no. I'm thinking about being at they field. We lost that one because fourth down plays, that 4th and 15 or whatever it was.
Yeah, where he ran
for it and all that stuff. You just know that's part of the game. That's part of what we got to do. We got to manage him on. We got to watch our film, what we did last game, and learn from it, and make sure that we don't leave those big holes open because we kind of did it again against Stafford.
Yeah,
but we can't.
Well, that was crazy. He ran for
Yeah. And I know everybody wasn't thinking that, but if you're gonna give it to him, really the red zone. When you're in the red zone area, any quarterback is gonna go because they just want positive yards. And that's what. If anything, we know where we got to be better. And in those moments, I'm gonna make sure we're talking about it even more because of what we put out there. And it's a copycat league. People definitely try to hit you in areas to see if you fix some of your issues. So I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be detailed in those moments to be like, hey, y'all, remember this? Remember what we talked about? Because being out there is something different. I can talk about it then, but being out there on the sideline, and I could do that too. So I'm gonna make sure I do that even this week.
Watching Jaden Daniels against Detroit. I mean, from my novice eye, it was incredibly impressive what he did. As a player, what's your perspective of Jaden Daniels as a quarterback, especially in his rookie year, to be doing what he's doing?
I'm just looking at how calm he is on the blitz and how I was watching the Lions game and just seeing like how people in his face and he just standing tall, throwing it. Bam. It's just a guy that we got to make sure that we hit and get on the ground if we do get there or go for the ball because he's somebody that don't seem to be easily rattled, and we got to make sure that we don't get him started, and we got to make sure we stop that run too. Make sure that we don't give him no air to breathe in there, and we just gotta bring our game. We gotta get the ball when we can, when opportunities present itself, and we gotta make sure that we stay together. If a play is made, and we got to make a big stop, make sure we talking to each other in a great way and being together.
Does he remind you of anyone, Jaden Daniels, like any other quarterbacks?
I'm gonna just say he Jaden Daniels, man. He don't remind me of nobody right now because his body is a little. I can't even see his body type. Who I can compare him to because he's tall, look like almost like a basketball player a little bit. Thin. I would just say, but fast. But I can't think of nobody that was as good as he is right now that I could compare him to right off the top.
I mean, we only got a minute. Do you have one more?
I'm just excited to see this game. I mean, the way you're saying about Jaden Daniels, I'll be curious to see how he handles the Link crowd, because he has played in big games, and the Detroit crowd was crazy.
Yeah.
But just the Link this past Sunday, I almost felt like the pre-party because everyone assumed you guys were going to win. I think it's going to be even crazier this Sunday. So seeing him in that environment, I mean, that has to impact other quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's home field advantage is real, and we just got to make sure that we bring it, and that's what we got to do in order for the crowd to stay in and stay being the home field advantage. We got to make sure we go out and play our game and not give them nothing and get them started at all.
Well, you guys win this on Sunday. We're going to have a crowded Brandon Graham show next week. It'll be one full hour of us asking you if you're going to play in the Super Bowl. So I'm just warning you now, giving you a week of warning. All right? We take it easy on you, but we're not taking it easy on you next week. All right?
I know what's coming, baby. Let's just get there.
All right. The Players Lounge is coming up next with Ike Reese, Hugh Douglas, and Eliot Shorr-Parks. We will talk to you next week at this very same time. This has been the Brandon Graham Show, live from Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. It has been brought to you by Miller Lite. It's Miller time, Eagles fans. Celebrate responsibly.
Tasty Cake has a treat for every John. Peanut butter fans have candy cakes, those chocolate-coated cakes with the creamy layer of peanut butter inside. There's Crimpets, the light sponge cakes topped with rich icing for people who like the classics. Donut lovers have options for days. You've got frosted mini donuts, powdered mini donuts, and you can't forget about the delicious Dippin' Sticks flavors. There's so many uniquely satisfying treats to choose from, but that's no surprise because it's Tasty Cake, except no substitutes.
When you give someone jewelry, you're showing them how special they are to you. When you give them a gift from Cozy Jewelers, you are showing them how smart and special you are. Cozy Jewelers manufacture, handpick, and handmake 90% of their jewelry, and that is why Cozy stands out from your average jewelry store. When you need that unique piece of jewelry that makes any important occasion memorable, then Cozy Jewelers is where you need to shop. Cozy Jewelers, Newtown Square, or CozyJewelers.com.
Day and night, PGW puts our energy into keeping you safe at home. PGW's 24/7 safety monitoring, infrastructure upgrades, and industry expertise help to deliver the essential energy you rely on and trust. And every mile of infrastructure we upgrade keeps energy delivery in Philadelphia more clean and more affordable. When you see us in your neighborhood, we're working harder than ever to stay on schedule and continue the work of keeping you safe at home. Remember, natural gas smells on purpose. Smell us? Tell us. PGW.
Healthier starts here with Get Covered New Jersey. Open enrollment is happening now. If you need health insurance, get quality, affordable coverage with plan options that fit your life and your budget. 9 in 10 get financial help, and many pay $10 a month or less. All plans provide free preventive care, coverage for prescriptions, emergency services, and more. Enroll by January 31st at getcovered.nj.gov.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
PNC Private Bank knows that anything can happen on the gridiron, and being prepared goes a long way. It's not so different with your wealth. Whether you are looking to grow it over time, planning business succession, or integrate charitable giving, having a dedicated local team of specialized advisors who take a calculated, disciplined approach to managing your wealth leads to a lot of wins. The PNC Private Bank team knows that just like in football, that kind of preparation is good for your financial game. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
If the cold weather has you thinking it's finally time to replace those old drafty windows and doors, then there's no better time than now to make your home more energy efficient while taking advantage of Guida's big winter sales event. My good friends at Guida Door and Window are extending their big winter sale through the month of January by offering 40% off every window and door you buy. That's right, 40% off every expertly installed energy efficient replacement window, which also includes free high performance low E glass. And if you're in need of a new door, you'll get 40% off any door, including insulated entry doors, sliding patio doors, garage doors, and storm doors. Plus, you can start your project with no money down and pay it off interest-free for up to 12 months. The offer is for a limited time only, so act quickly. If your home needs new windows and doors, call the experts at Guida today to schedule a free in-home estimate at 877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's GoGuida.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This is Zach Gelb with Odyssey Sports Minute. Most of the times we either blame a coach or quarterback for not winning a game. And yes, John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson aren't blame-free, but the biggest person to blame for the Ravens not defeating the Bills was Mark Andrews. The usually reliable tight end was the antithesis of that on Sunday, coughing up the ball down 5 points in the fourth quarter, and then dropping a wide-open two-point conversion that would have tied up the game with a little over 90 seconds remaining in regulation. I'm Zach Gelb.
94 WIP HD1 Philadelphia, powered by the Tasty Cake Studios. Sports Radio 94 WIP. An Odyssey Sports Station. Back to the Players Lounge. On your home for Eagles football. Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Welcome back, Sports Radio 94 WIP. It is the Chickies and Beats Players Lounge. We're at Chickies and Beats in South Philly. And Mama said, knock the Rams out. Sent the Rams back packing to Cali. Going back to Cali, man. My wife is sending me memes talking about going back to Cali. She got no idea what the hell she's sending me, but she sent me stuff that said, send them back to Cali. So she's even trash talking as a teacher herself. Hello, Eagles Nation. We're headed to the NFC Championship Game.
Crazy.
NFC Championship Game. And despite us not having a player tonight, I'm in the mood to give us our second victory. All right, now listen, I'm going to need you guys to pick up the energy. I don't care that BG just got off the air. Don't lose your energy. Hugh Douglas, Eliot Shorr-Parks, we're in the building tonight. We got Eagles legends in here tonight, man. And we're here to break down yesterday's game. What an exciting game, a thriller all the way to the end. I mean, my goodness, I had a lump in my throat after Puka Nacua made that catch over big play Slay. I got to tell you, Hugh, Eliot, I was already coming up with the eulogy.
Oh, I know.
I was already prepared, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and act like I knew we were going to win. After Nacua made that catch, I dreaded coming in here today. But as it is, the defense stepped up. Jalen Carter, your thoughts on the game yesterday? I'll start with Hugh Douglas. Eliot, slow down.
Oh, he got to put his mic on.
Oh, my God, Dave, wake up.
That would help, yeah.
Hey, you talk about somebody who was sending out premature tweets and tried to go back and unsend all of, well, I actually did, because I'm making plans. I'm doing all this other stuff because I'm thinking the NFC Championship game, is here. And, man, when he caught that ball, I was like, oh, hell no. I'm about to be that guy who sends out all these premature tweets to folks that it ain't even happened. So I'm going back when he made that catch. So I'm going back in my phone, unsending tweets. I'm unsending text messages. Luckily for me, nobody read any of them, and it was good. But man, yeah, I was having heart palpitations. And when he came in, when Jalen Carter came in with that sack, I was like, "Woo!" Thank you, sweet little baby Jesus, for real.
I mean, when they were on the 13-yard line, I thought it was over. And as much as it felt like it was over, it does make the victory that much more sweet.
It does.
Because to have to feel like the season. I mean, when Saquon scored his touchdown, I thought the game was over.
We started
for
celebrating.
the Eagles. Yeah,
yes.
Being there yesterday, the link was going crazy. People were throwing snow. I think the defense probably thought it was over too, which certainly added to how quickly they scored. But, as kind of, almost as upsetting as the end was, now that they won it, that's an all-time Eagles playoff game right there. The Saquon run, the snow, the way they won. I mean, well, I'm sure we'll talk about Jalen, but his touchdown run. Jalen Carter, I think we know he's a great player. That was the start of the Jalen Carter legacy in Philadelphia. He's been a great player, but that was his first moment where we will talk about that in 5-6 years or however long and say, the way we talk about Fletcher and the moments Brandon has had.
The moments guys like sitting next to you.
Yeah, like Hugh Douglas.
Yes.
Like you guys, like you've all had those moments.
Well, I haven't, but yeah.
I haven't. So I haven't even come close. So I've made a few good tweets every once in a while. But no,
fire tweets. You have some fire tweets.
Some people feel that way. But no, the Jalen Carter play was as awesome as Saquon was, and he was unbelievable. To me, the story of yesterday was Jalen Carter.
Well, that's where I want to start at.
Yeah.
And you, who better to start with than you, talking about Jalen Carter and the impact he had on that game yesterday. We knew he had to have a big game, and it starts with the guys up front. But my goodness, Jalen Carter yesterday was a game record, and it seemed like in the game's biggest moments, he made plays every time a play was needed. Talk about the young fella, man.
I tell you what, the thing that I noticed, you can't block him by yourself. You can't block him one-on-one. Every time that you left him one-on-one, he created havoc. And there was a lot of times, in order for them to have success throwing the ball down the field, they had to double and triple teaming. And that allowed other guys to try to get off and make plays, and it threw their timing off. Bottom line is this, is that when you have a guy that's in the middle of the line and he can put pressure on the quarterback like that, he makes everybody else's job so much easier. And you talk about Milt Williams, he's another guy. When you double and triple team Jalen Carter, then Milt takes over and he does his thing. That's why Nolan Smith and those guys over Jalen's Hunt, they're having so much success out there because, man, this guy is such a dominant force at the middle of that defense that, number one, the quarterback can't step up, and number two, he makes it easier for everybody else to play. I know this is yesterday was weird to me, and it's been weird in this playoff series. I just wanted to side note. Bryce Huff didn't even get a snap yesterday.
Not one snap.
Didn't even get a snap.
He's played one snap the first 2 games.
Listen, and you know me, man. I'm a big Bryce Huff fan. Being from a smaller school, seeing what he's done. No, I can't imagine for the life of me why this man can't get on the field and make no plays. That's crazy.
Well, Vic Fangio obviously feels.
Yeah, I'm sure Vic could give you.
But you know what? Like that's the thing. Initially, when it all happened and it went down the way that it did, I was looking at Vic like maybe Vic didn't know what he was doing. I'm kind of off that well, I'm off that soapbox right there, man. Because I mean, damn, when Jalen's Hunt out there doing his thing. Like
Jalen's Hunt got his first sack.
Come on,
5'8". I saw him.
Come on,
and that's what's crazy. Like, far be it from me to question Vic Fangio with how good this defense has played. But last week he's asked, why isn't Bryce playing? He goes, well, we had a 3-man rotation. It's like, you're allowed to do a 4-man rotation if you want.
Well, he's trying to be nice.
No, I know. But how? Not to make this the Bryce Huff show, but I just don't get how bad Vic could think he is. I mean, Bryce was a good player on a good Jets defense last year.
That's the thing. And I hate to – I know I hated to – but it just was in my mind when I thought about it. I'm like, damn, everybody else out there doing the thing, why Buddy can't get on the field?
Well, we started off by talking about Jalen Carter, and you alluded to the attention he draws and how that benefits the other guys. Well, let's get into some of those young guys who are on the edges doing what they're doing. Nolan Smith, another sack yesterday, forced fumble in a huge moment. Jalen's Hunt with the sack in the game yesterday, a huge moment. And I talked about Jalen Carter, not only versus the pass, but he forced a fumble.
Yep.
I think he was the one that forced the fumble.
Yeah,
Isaiah Rodgers.
Yeah.
Is that the one Rodgers returned?
Yeah.
Isaiah Rodgers
How
returned.
did he not score on that, by the way? I thought he was gone when he was running.
Well, here's the thing that I was okay with until they didn't score.
Right.
sometimes you don't want him to cut back into the field of play. So he had that lineman who had the angle on him. Part of me was saying, just cut it back on him.
Why do you not want him? I'm wondering, like, you don't want him to cut back in because of ball security?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
It's ball security. That's in the weather like that. I'm happier when you're closer to the sidelines because if that ball pops out, it's usually going to go right out of bounds.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, when you start to do what Mark Andrews did yesterday, which is try to cut back against the grain, you're inviting other defenders to come in there, and he's a defensive player, so he's not used to carrying the ball.
Yeah.
And we still should have scored there.
Well, yeah, I mean,
with the offense, I'm saying
the defense gifted. Not gifted because they weren't at like the 2, but
still
they got. What was it? Was it 6 points off of 2 turnovers where you got the ball inside the 30 or the 35? Yeah, I mean, that was a chance to pull away.
I thought the defense was huge, with the exception of the one drive right before the final drive. I thought whatever defenses Coach Fangio was calling, it was too soft, for lack of a better way to put it, meaning that we just did. It was almost like just keep the ball in front of you and hope the clock runs. They scored so fast, and they had to use a timeout. So really, it didn't help us. It put us in a predicament of the offense has to go back out there, get a first down, which they weren't able to do because predictably we're going to try to run, except when we roll to the left and lose 10 more yards.
That was a bad sack to take there.
Well, no, that was a bad play.
No, I agree. I'm saying to have the offensive play result in a sack there is a poor job.
The best thing he did was not throw the ball away.
Yeah, it made him burn
because it didn't make him burn a timeout.
Yeah.
Anything else defensively stood out to you guys yesterday? I know Jalen was like the star of the defense, but I thought Slade played a good game yesterday. You know, the one pass over his head was more or less a great catch and throw than it was anything else.
Listen, I've been a big, I gave Slade a lot of heat last year for talking about or saying that, he didn't want to tackle anybody. He's done a lot of good tackling this year, man. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say it was somebody that I'm, having Twitter beef with. They talking about, Jay, he didn't play well.
Slade?
Slade.
No, I thought he played well.
I don't know, to all due respect to everybody that watches football, but sometimes we can't be watching the same game. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes the games that and all due respect to the fans, but sometimes the games that y'all are watching and the game that I'm actually watching is 2 different games. And I get that. But to sit there and say that Darius Slay hasn't played well this year, I mean, come on, man. No. I don't know. Again, I don't know what game you're watching. I don't know what football game you're watching. Puka Nacua got him probably about 20 or 30 pounds, and he's about, 10 years, maybe, 5, 6 years younger?
You had it right at first, about 10 years younger.
Yeah, I was trying to be nice. Yeah. But the bottom line is this. You're going against somebody who's your junior, and you're playing well against him. Now, he's going to make plays. And Puka made a big play at the end. But, man, Slay has been playing. Slay has done something. Slay's out of his comfort zone right now because he doesn't want to tackle, but he did a great job of tackling.
Well, you know why?
Because he's shamed in the tackling.
Well, and Vic Fangio ain't going for that. Yeah. So
I mean, like I said, man, I don't know which game you're watching this individual, but it's not the same one that I watch.
Yeah, and Bryce Huff's on the sideline reminding players that it's a $30 million reminder on the sideline.
Oh,
that's great.
Absolutely right.
That's great.
That gets everybody's attention.
Yeah.
Seriously, on defense, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. You're gonna be over here.
The other player I thought stood out, and it's gotten to a point where he plays well and we expect it, but Zach Bond had few big plays too. He had the pass deflection. He was all over the field. He had
nice tackles.
Fumble recovery, I think he had. I mean, really, I thought everyone on the defense, even Isaiah Rodgers, when you consider he is thrown into that game. Now, he's had to do it a few times this year, so it's not the first time. But he's thrown in. It's snowing. I mean, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Stafford threw for over 350 yards. I didn't think Rodgers had a bad game, all things considered. He wasn't great, but it could have been way worse for a corner just being thrown in there.
And I got to give those corners a little bit of a pass. That weather out there trying to cover wide receivers is not easy.
Yeah.
You almost have to play more of a safe coverage, give them cushion, and then just come up and make the tackles.
Yeah.
Right? Try not to get the ball thrown over your head. Now, we did give up two. Isaiah Rodgers had that interceptions. Give Demarcus Robinson a lot of credit.
Do you think he should have, as defensive guys, do you think he should have batted that down there? Are you okay
I thought about that too.
Right? Just hit it down. But he had it for what it's worth.
He tried to make the play. I can't fault him for that.
That who was it against Puka?
That was Robinson.
Yeah, Robinson.
Man, that's a strong ass receiver.
Yeah.
that was because the ball was right in your hands, and he took it out.
Yep,
like he took it out of his hands. That's just like in a situation like that. I understand what Isaiah was trying to do. You're trying to change momentum. You're trying to shift it because if you intercept that, then you give our offense back you give them another opportunity.
And I think we were up 13-7 at that time.
Yeah, you're trying to I guess he's trying to put the game away at that point.
And that was one of the frustrating things early is they had so many chances in that first half. And then really the second half with those turnovers to make it so the game was over earlier than it was. You think in the first quarter, Slay on the first drive has an interception, almost comes out.
Gotta have that one.
They're off the field. The Rams challenge it. They stay on,
Yeah.
and then Stafford on 3rd and 6 runs for a first down. There were just so many little things early where late when they're driving, you just think back in your head of if this would have gone different, if this would they wouldn't have been in that spot.
Yeah. Speaking about that Stafford scramble.
Yeah.
Quinyon makes the tackle, and he stays in the rest of that series, but we don't see him the rest of the game. What's your sense of his availability? Do you think he'll be at full strength? What do you think about Quinyon Mitchell?
I'd be worried about it. I mean, he said he was good in the locker room, but players always say that. I've never talked to a player in the locker room. It's like, yeah, I'm going to be out 3 to 4 weeks. Like they always feel good. I mean, you guys,
for him not to even come back in,
right?
That says it has to be something, right?
You guys can speak to it better, but I always find players the next day is when you really find out. Like when you wake up, the adrenaline's not there. So Nick said today, we'll see, and the training staff's going to work on him, but I would be a little worried about Quinyon playing Sunday.
Did y'all see what happened? Because to me, he got hurt when he tried to make a tackle look like.
Yeah.
And that looked like a shoulder.
Yeah.
Well, he came out of the injury tent and he was holding his one arm against his body and not almost like a stinger. But.
I'm not a doctor, but when he hit, like normally when you hit with your shoulders like it's a sting or something, it usually go away. For it to linger the way that it did, might have popped out. And you know what I mean? Might have popped out because when he hit, you can tell when he made that contact, it was almost immediately when he was done. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I'm speculating, but it might have popped out and it might have to pop back in and it was just super stiff.
But
you're going to need that booty juice Sunday. Take that shot. Get it in there.
There you go. But I do have confidence in Rodgers if he has to play. For being a backup.
Sure.
I mean, he's not Quinyon, but
I agree.
Think about this secondary year ago.
This is we need the best of the best out there.
Oh,
it's all hands on deck.
I'm worried about this game. So
we need the best of the best.
You're not the only one. You be foolish. Listen, I understand that it's a young quarterback in there. You would be foolish. All y'all calling in talk about. I know it started Monday, but if we're talking about 31 to whatever 14. Bro, get that out your head.
That ain't happening.
Get that out your head. Listen, I'm gonna need Eagles fans to be realistic about this matchup that we have this week because the boys came to play. The boys coming to play.
Something to be worried about, or maybe not, is the kicking. So let me get this portion in so we can move on to bigger fish to fry that we have to fry on the other side of the ball.
More expensive.
Yeah, well, I want to get into Jake Elliott yesterday, man. Missed 2 extra points, made 3 clutch field goals. I want to make that known. Made 3 clutch field goals. We needed those field goals. Now, 2 of them he shouldn't have had to kick.
Yeah, exactly.
That's because we should have scored touchdowns. But that made it out even more clutch that we needed those points the way the game ended. What's your concern level with Jake Elliott?
I mean, it almost doesn't matter because what are they going to do? They're not going to bring in a new kicker. I know the morning show is on this mission to get them to bring in a free agent kicker. They're not going to do it. And for what it's worth, it would be foolish to bring in a free agent kicker at this point. Jake Elliott's been with the team all year. He has the operation down with Lovato and Brandon Mann. You're not just going to bring in a new kicker. And for what it's worth, if there's a kicker out there, he's not Jake Elliott.
I want to know your concern level.
Of course I'm concerned.
All right, that's what I want to know.
He's going to miss 1 extra point every game, and then he'll make it.
1 extra point every
He's done
game?
it. Just get it out the way. The first one he might as well just shank. And then, but I also think it's important. He has made the field goals late in the game.
Yes, he has. That's why I wanted to point that out.
Yeah,
I wanted to point that out.
And if they win next week, they're in a dome the next week.
He has not missed a field goal in the clutch moment.
Exactly. And that's what matters most.
Right? He hasn't missed a field goal in the clutch moment.
No, because he made I think at least one or two against the Packers, and then obviously the 2 or 3 you made yesterday. So.
Yeah. Your concern level?
Before I answer that, I'm curious. How realistic is it to be able to get a kicker this late in the game, this deep into the playoffs? Because I don't recall
sitting on the street somewhere.
Yeah, but I don't recall anybody being picked up. Wait a minute. Did Flacco got picked? Was it before the playoffs started? When Flacco got picked? No, he was there for a while with Cleveland.
Well, whatchamacallit just got signed? Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, that's right, because he was coaching.
Yeah,
okay,
he was coaching
that's why I was like, why the hell
ago.
is Teddy Bridgewater in Detroit?
And now he's coaching again.
Yeah, but yeah, I look at it
back
like
to the winter conditioning now.
I look at it like, again, who are you going to get that's going to kick to that caliber in this moment?
Right.
Because regardless of what Jake is done, you know, he has been clutch for you in the past. So to answer your question in long form, I'm not that concerned about it. I know everybody else is, man. I'm getting DMs and text messages talking about, how concerned are you about the kicker? And I'm like, dog, are we serious? I mean, I get it. Those points matter, but I'm not that concerned with him. I'm not concerned about it.
And if he hadn't had issues throughout the year, you could point to yesterday and go, it was snowing.
Right.
But it was because of it's been a problem all year. It stands out.
Yeah. Well, listen, he made 3 clutch kicks in that snow yesterday. Like I said, they were all needed. And I don't think any of those were easy. I don't know if you can have an easy kick in that type of weather.
Well, and I mean, you know, that final drive, they're up 6 instead of 8 there. That's a huge deal.
No doubt about it. Those extra points, they meant a lot, especially to those of us.
It's like your old coach.
Well, I mean, for those of us who saw the spread before the game, it may have, it was a 6.5 point spread.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
That's
point.
the 4th time I've mentioned that today.
Yeah.
I'm starting to sound like Al Michaels. Reminding
Bring it up
everybody,
again.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Reminding
I'd
everybody
imagine
what
the books
was last night.
The books aren't too happy with Jake Elliott.
No.
Yeah, no,
they're happy.
They're very, he's getting a little,
Because a lot of people probably took the Eagles minus those points yesterday. All right. Well, we got all the pleasantries out of the way. Now we'll look to the offensive side of the football.
Not as pleasant.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I'll be interested to hear you guys and your thoughts about yesterday. I'm not as discouraged as everyone else was.
So you're me last week.
About yesterday. Yeah. I didn't, I rewatched the game today, Eliot.
The rewatch report card. Yeah, exactly.
I felt a little different after rewatching the game today. All right, we'll talk about the offense and the number 1 athlete in this town right now, Saquon Barkley. We'll talk about him on the other side. We're Chickies and Pete's. Come on down. Oh, we got the national championship game coming up here in a few minutes, but don't worry, you can't hear it on 94 WIP. You got to bring your ass down here and watch it at Chickies and Pete's. I'm back in a flash here on 94 WIP.
Know what's below, because even minor excavation projects like installing a mailbox, building a patio, or putting up a fence could do major damage. Contact 811 before you dig, or visit pa1call.org to submit a locate request to have underground utilities marked.
PNC Private Bank knows that anything can happen on the gridiron, and being prepared goes a long way. It's not so different with your wealth. Having a dedicated local team of specialized advisors who take a calculated, disciplined approach to managing your wealth leads to a lot of wins. The PNC Private Bank team knows that just like in football, that kind of preparation is good for your financial game. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Finally found the right one? It's time to shop for the perfect engagement ring. You have lots of options. The mega corporate chains, thousands of internet sites. I want you to head over to Benari Jewelers and meet with my friends there before making any decisions. I just visited with the staff at Benari and was blown away by their hand-selected diamonds from the world's premier diamond cutters, plus top designer handcrafted rings and free lifetime sizing and cleaning. Extraordinary. That's Benari Jewelers.
Score the winning touchdown at Borgata during the Big Screen Blitz. Earn entries for your chance to be one of the lucky winners to get an 85-inch Samsung Smart TV, valued at $1,100. Drawings every Saturday, now through January 25th. Score big during the Big Screen Blitz. Only at Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa. Must be 21 or older. Can we call and call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Homeowners, improve your family's comfort with a Bradford White water heater and enjoy all the hot water your household needs, all day, every day. With Bradford White, you get more than just a water heater. You get our commitment to quality and reliability that you can trust. How you heat your water matters, so don't compromise when it comes to your home or your hot water. Bradford White water heaters are built to be the best because your home deserves it. Visit BradfordWhite.com to learn more and find an installation pro near you.
Hi, it's John Ashell, the car czar from Colonial Hyundai. I'm excited to announce that our new home is complete and it's built just for you. Built for savings, built for service. Our state-of-the-art dealership is designed to make buying, leasing, or servicing your vehicle faster, easier, and better than ever. Right now, it's effortless to buy, trade, or upgrade at Colonial Hyundai. Colonial continues to be recognized for awarding the highest trade-in values in the region. I'll give you $6,500 for your trade, guaranteed, no matter the condition. We have over 200 vehicles in stock. Tucson's, Santa Fe's, Palisades, and Konas. For this month only, drive home a new Hyundai Elantra SEL Sport for just $119 per month. Every new Hyundai comes with 3-year complimentary maintenance and America's Best Warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain, and Hyundai Assurance. Shop us online 24/7 at colonialhyundai.com. Colonial Hyundai, the faster, easier, better way to buy a Hyundai.
2025 Elantra SEL Sport. 12,000 miles a year for 24 months. $5,999 down plus first month's payment, tax, motor vehicle fees, and dock fee. In stock vehicles only. Offers cannot be combined. See dealer for full details. Offer expires February 3rd, 2025.
When it comes to your home, trust is everything. For 45 years, Kitchen Magic has built a reputation for transforming kitchens with precision and care. From custom cabinets to countertops, backsplashes to storage solutions. And we get the job done fast. In just a few days, your dream kitchen becomes a reality without the hassle. So trust the name your neighbors have relied on for decades. Kitchen Magic. Get your free in-home consultation at kitchenmagic.com and let's cook up something extraordinary.
At Mainline Health, hard care is heartfelt. We listen, we treat, we innovate. So when you want more hard care options, turn to the place where human care happens.
I'm Brian Tedesco, CEO of Blaupunk Americas, the pioneers of the car stereo. Today, we're not just about sound systems. We are revolutionizing the e-bike scene with Blue Dot Bike. Thanks to AmericanEagle.com, our online presence now features a dynamic e-commerce website that showcases the quality and affordability of our foldable e-bikes. And our collegiate e-bikes, just perfect for the college fanatic. These e-bikes offer a new way to experience freedom on 2 wheels, no matter your age. When we needed a top-notch website to match our cutting-edge e-bikes, we turned to AmericanEagle.com. They made the impossible seem easy, tackling digital challenges like pros. Check out the Blue Dot Bike website to see AmericanEagle.com's amazing work in action. Need the best in website and digital marketing solutions? AmericanEagle.com is your go-to. They've been a game changer for us, and they can be for you too. Visit AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW-1. That's 877-WEB-NOW-1.
This is the Players Lounge on your home for Eagles football. Sports Radio 94 WIP.
Welcome back to Sports Radio 94 WIP. It is the Chickies and Pete's Players Lounge. Let me make one quick suggestion. Don't ever play this music again as my return music. I'm just letting you know.
You don't like this song?
Don't know what it is. It's too mellow. It's too slow.
It is a little mellow.
This is not player lounge music. That's love lounge music. That's the music you play when you're on a date.
It's for after 8 o'clock.
Listen.
Well, you guys got the new sponsor.
So. Like we got kids. We got kids in here right now that are actually watching me. As I was going to say something else. Yeah. Well, never mind. Just keep it moving. So yesterday, let's get to the offensive side of the ball now.
It's about time.
All right. Listen, I've been waxing poetically about Saquon Barkley all day today. And I've said this, Hugh, Eliot. You know, T.O. has always held that single season, captivate the city like no other.
Yeah.
You had Roy Halladay's season, Doc's first season, where he threw the no-hitter.
Wait a minute.
And then, did a perfect game and then a no-hitter. What happened?
I'll tell you after in the break.
Oh, okay. Is it breaking news?
Well, since we're here, Tommy Brazer passed.
Tommy Brazer?
Yeah, my D-line
Wow,
coach.
yeah. My coach too. Yeah, no doubt. Wow, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Eagles great assistant coach, defensive line. You got that confirmed?
Todd Pinkston.
Okay.
Just told me. Todd Pinkston.
Wow, Coach Brazer, man. Wow. Yeah, I guess we could have waited too.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, that's important, brother. No, man, I know, and I'm sorry for your loss, man, because I know that's somebody you work with closely. I was fortunate enough to work with Coach Brazer from time to time. Hell, when I had to fill in for Hugh when he was injured, and I had to go down there and play defensive end, and he was coaching me up in our little Okie packages and things of that nature that Jim used to have as our sub packages. I did a lot of work with the D linemen, so I was fortunate enough to have been down there and be coached by the great Tommy Brazer. But Hugh, I know this hits you near and dear to your heart, man, because that's somebody you work with on a daily basis.
Yeah, man. I mean, and just to get it, and again, I apologize because
no apologies
you're
needed.
looking at your text and something like that hits like a ton of bricks, man. And it's just, thinking about that. Yeah, Tommy was the one that challenged me to be a better player. He was like, when I got here, when they got here, he just asked me, what do you want to be? It's about that time. And I was in my third season at that point. And he just challenged me to be better and work harder. And to hear this, it's devastating, To hear something like that happens, it's just devastating, man. And he battled cancer when he was with us.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yep.
And he came back from that. And to get this news, man, and then he was still consulting with Kansas City.
Yep.
For a little while when he was retired. And I remember he used to always talking about retiring with his wife and going to Orcas Island. That was a little piece of land that he bought out there, man. And just devastated by the news.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that's, for me, I guess I'd say one thing that's always stood out working with you guys and Richie is how close you guys all were with coaches and players back in the day. I mean, how many times you guys have brought it up. So obviously very sorry to hear about that. And you can tell how close you guys were.
Yeah, that was a very fond time in our careers, because when we talk about where this organization is now and the standard that has been set here with this organization and the consistency of winning and high excellence that's expected, Hugh and I, we were a part of that in the beginning when that foundation was being set with Andy Reid and his coaching staff, and Tommy Brazer being a part of that coaching staff was a big part of that. And we look around at today's NFL, we look at a lot of the assistant coaches that are doing well, that coached here, that are head coaches now.
Well, especially in Andy's tree.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, those
right.
Andy Reid coaches that have gone on to become head coaches. Hugh and I, we got to be on the roster when these guys were young coaches.
Yeah.
And some of them were getting yelled at by Jim just like we were.
I mean, you look at just this weekend, Sean McDermott, Harbaugh,
John Harbaugh,
obviously Andy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's so to the Brazer family, man, and for our Eagles family, man, that's a tough loss. And I know he was out there with Coach Reid.
Yeah, he was still
coaching
working
a little bit.
Yeah, he was a special consultant, man.
Yeah, that is tough. All right, so we'll try to move on as best we can. I know we'll hear more about this, especially from our Eagles family. But yesterday's game, from an offensive standpoint, I spoke about Saquon Barkley, man. Saquon Barkley has become to this fan base. I don't know, man. I brought up Roy Halladay. I brought up T.O., guys that came here from other teams, Bryce Harper. Yeah. I equate him to Bryce. Now, Bryce been here for, 6 years now? So he's been here longer. But what Saquon has done in less than a year, to me, it's what Bryce did when he got here and what he was doing.
So I think there's two ways to look at this. One, and what really hit me yesterday is just the fan reaction to Saquon. You talk about all those great players, and we'll talk about how great Saquon is. But when Saquon is running for a touchdown, it reminds me of like when people would go crazy when Iverson went off for a game. Just the reaction of there is nothing better in Philly sports right now than Saquon running free in the open field. Yeah. The feeling at the link when he breaks one,
it's over.
You can see the players themselves. He was at basically the line of scrimmage, maybe 1 yard past, and Jalen's already going like this. He's got another 60 yards to go, and you can see Landon Dickerson in the background just looking up at the sky. I mean, Saquon is a great athlete, but it really surprised me how he's on a team with great athletes and they're in awe of him.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you know it's a great player. You see all the clips of the players coming up to him on the bench yesterday. Avonte Maddox is like, you're the best football player I've ever seen. Devontae Smith is saying, you're the coldest person in here. Like, it's just, every week it surprises me how we talk about AJ and Devontae not getting the ball a ton, and that's a discussion to be had. Mm-hmm. But I think there is something to the fact that they are aware that Saquon is great, and that makes it easier to be in the situation they're in.
Yes, sir. You talk about the reaction of Jalen and some of the linemen when Saquon gets to that second level. I've adopted that as well. Yeah. I see him get to that second level, and my reaction is, he gone.
It's gone.
He gone.
Well, his breakaway speed is great because you think of him as a power guy because it's all, he can squat
like
230
230 pounds.
But his breakaway speed is special. And when the Giants drafted him number 2 overall, Gettleman said it's like he's been touched by the hand of God. And because the Giants are a bad franchise, that was mocked. But when you see him in everything he can be,
you see why Gettleman
you
was
see
in
why
Hammer.
he's
Yes.
right. You can see why because his talent. I mean, it's like nothing I've ever seen.
I found his comparison. Hugh, see if you can agree with me on this. I found his comparison. Bo Jackson. I just look at the size and the speed. Now, Bo may have been slightly faster, right? And some of that is mythical when I think about Bo's speed. But Bo, with his size and the power that he had, but also the speed that he ran with, that's who Saquon sort of reminds me of, Bo Jackson.
Yeah, Bo was like 250 though, wasn't he?
No, Bo's about 230, 235.
But
back when running backs weren't that big though, like the running backs were usually smaller back then.
Man, I tell you, that's a hell of a comparison. You know, it's funny talking about Saquon. I know y'all probably didn't get a chance to hear the game on television. Right. I did. I found it ironic. I found it fascinating how Saquon Barkley in one season has changed his trajectory in the NFL. Now follow me for a minute because I'm a long talk just for like a second. but when he got here, everybody talked about his potential and what he could potentially be, right? And we knew he was good. And we see that firsthand because we've had Pro Bowl running backs the last 2 seasons.
Right.
But nothing to the caliber of this. So I'm watching the game last night, right? And I'm, running back and forth from the kitchen to the watching TV. One of the announcers, I think it was Mike Tirico, called him a Hall of Famer.
Right.
Called him a Hall of Famer.
Never been called that before here.
And I was like, and so it got me to thinking, I'm like, damn. Not saying that it's not deserving. The praise is, I'm not saying
he's
that.
He's not legitimately there yet.
But for him to go from 5-6 seasons in New York, like he was good in New York, but not like this because he's around better players. But to go from that in one season to be talked about in the same breath as Hall of Famers, dog. Think about that for a minute. I didn't say it.
No,
Go back and look at the broadcast.
I hear you.
They said it, and I was like,
I'm starting to think about it.
Well, but for me though,
no, that'll help. Like if he had that all-time rushing record,
I was just about to say that.
And a Super Bowl win.
Go ahead and finish it, E.
Well, I mean, that's why the all-time rushing record mattered to me because getting Saquon that in an Eagles uniform would have been an all-time moment. But to the Hall of Fame thing, Saquon is a Hall of Fame talent. Like you can maybe knock on wood. Hopefully, like who knows what the next 5 years?
Give me 3 more years.
But I watched Phillip Rivers. He makes the Hall of Fame. Like it was fine to watch Phillip Rivers. Saquon to me is someone that belongs. When you tell the story of the best players to ever suit up, there are not many running backs I can say they are better at football than what Saquon is at football. But other running backs will have more yards, like all those things. But just pure, you watch this dude play, like that's what he's not a stat compiler. He is an extremely talented player that, to Hugh's thing and what they said on the broadcast, like he's a Hall of Fame talent. That's the only way to put it. He is a Hall of Fame talent.
But that ain't what was said. They said flat out. I know what you're saying, Hall of Fame talent, but flat out a Hall of Famer. And it's, I just think it's fascinating and exciting at this time that he's changed the narrative as far as the way he's looked.
Yeah.
In one season, he's changed his whole narrative.
And he can't get to that solidifying that Hall of Fame status. They win this Super Bowl, it's going to be because of Saquon Barkley.
Oh, he'll get Super Bowl MVP.
Right, exactly. So we know what this thing is starting to look like.
How many running backs have a Super Bowl MVP?
Think about
I would
this.
think Emmett.
Did Emmett get it? I think Emmett did get one of. I think he got the one in Atlanta. He got that one.
Did Jerome?
Timmy Smith won it. No, he didn't. Did Timmy Smith win the MVP? The running back for Washington, the one Doug Williams won the Super Bowl. No, Doug Williams won the MVP, didn't he?
I thought he did.
Yeah. I just know Timmy Smith rushed for like 200 and something
Jerome
yards.
Bettis didn't get it, did he?
Nope, Bettis
No?
didn't get
Okay.
it. Hines Ward got it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Hines Ward got it, yeah.
So not many running backs have gotten it. I mean, especially since it's gone to a passing era. Maybe in some of those earlier years, John Riggins may have gotten it or somebody like that. But
Well, and like me and you have always said, the more important record is total rushing yards, regular and postseason.
yeah,
So
I guess I have to accept
come
that
on,
now.
then you got to get on board. You got to get on board.
Because that's coming down next week.
Well, he passed Eric Dickerson yesterday.
Yes.
The only one player is in front of him. He did it twice. It's
Terrell
Terrell
Davis.
Davis. But
Yeah.
I think he's 100 and something yards away. It's not. Yeah,
It's nothing.
Yeah.
What did I predict on the pregame show yesterday?
I think 170.
I said what? I said $175.
You're
I sold him
conservative
short
there.
by like 30 yards. Come on, man. You can't disrespect Saquon like that by saying 175. I'm going 200.
Dude, he might get 400 more yards the rest of the postseason in 2 more games. Like, it's not crazy.
I agree. I agree, man. This dude is a threat to go to the house every time he touches the ball.
Yeah, it's insane.
Every time. All right,
And with
we'll-
this offensive line.
We'll take a quick break. We'll get into some other facets of the offense. Look forward to playing Washington coming up Sunday. Now the Commanders have all of a sudden become our rival again. Not since 1991. Not since Joe Gibbs.
Joshua Harris.
Mark Rippon.
Yeah.
Have the Commanders been relevant. But here we are. We're at the Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. It is the official sports bar of your Philadelphia Eagles. We'll be back to wrap the show up in just a moment.
I'm Chris Rose with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The Eagles held off the Rams 28-22 in snowy Philadelphia to advance to the NFC Championship game. Saquon Barkley ran for 205 and 2 scores. Jalen Hurts added 70 on the ground and a rushing touchdown. The Rams had the ball in the red zone in the final minute but couldn't reach the end zone. Matthew Stafford threw for 324 and 2 scores. However, he was sacked 5 times. The Eagles host the Commanders in the NFC title game next Sunday. Over in Buffalo, the Bills held on to beat the Ravens 27-25 after Mark Andrews dropped a game-tying 2-point conversion. Josh Allen ran for 2 touchdowns. Ray Davis added another. For Baltimore, Lamar Jackson threw for 2 scores but had 2 turnovers. Derrick Henry ran for 84 yards and a touchdown as well. The Bills will travel to Kansas City for the AFC title game next Sunday. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Granger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Granger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
Now serving Bucks and Montgomery counties. 267-650-3418.
If the cold weather has you thinking it's finally time to replace those old drafty windows and doors, then there's no better time than now to make your home more energy efficient while taking advantage of Guida's big winter sales event. My good friends at Guida Door and Window are extending their big winter sale through the month of January by offering 40% off every window and door you buy. That's right, 40% off every expertly installed energy-efficient replacement window, which also includes free high-performance low-E glass. And if you're in need of a new door, you'll get 40% off any door, including insulated entry doors, sliding patio doors, garage doors, and storm doors. Plus, you can start your project with no money down and pay it off interest-free for up to 12 months. The offer is for a limited time only, so act quickly. If your home needs new windows and doors, call the experts at Guida today to schedule a free in-home estimate at 877-GO-GUIDA or visit them at GoGuida.com. That's GoGuida.com.
Experience the difference an exceptionally priced Acura can make at Elite Acura, home of the Elite Advantage on Route 73 North in Maple Shade, online at EliteAcura.com.
Day and night, PGW puts our energy into keeping you safe at home. PGW's 24/7 safety monitoring, infrastructure upgrades, and industry expertise help to deliver the essential energy you rely on and trust. And every mile of infrastructure we upgrade keeps energy delivery in Philadelphia more clean and more affordable. When you see us in your neighborhood, we're working harder than ever to stay on schedule and continue the work of keeping you safe at home. Remember, natural gas smells on purpose. Smell us? Tell us. PGW. WIP guests prepare for their segments in the Xfinity Mobile Lounge. Xfinity Mobile customers now get exclusive access to Wi-Fi speeds up to 1 gig in millions of locations nationwide.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Granger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Back to the Players Lounge. Sports Radio 94 WIP.
All I ever wanted was a black grand national. Being rational, give them what they asked for. It's not enough. Few solid left, but it's not enough. Few that'll reach that, but it's not
Welcome
enough.
back, Sports Radio 94 WIP. This is the Chickies and Beats Players Lounge. We're at Chickies and Beats in South Philly. Come on out, man. We got the National Championship Game just about to start. Go Buckeyes. I'm sorry. I'm just rolling with the Big Ten. My bad. I'm just saying I'm a Big Ten guy, and I can't be rooting for the Irish because they refuse to join the Big Ten. So
that is whack. They got to join it.
So
like, what are we doing?
I choose to root against them, but it is a festive atmosphere on this beautiful day that we celebrate the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Wanted to throw that out there as this is the official celebration of his birthday. His birthday is actually January 15th for some of you who don't know. Yeah, it was last week, but today is we honor it, right?
Yeah. There
we go. All right, so listen. We were talking about Saquon in the last segment, and we know what he did yesterday. Over 200 yards rushing, and a little bit under 30. What he had, 27 yards receiving yesterday. He was awesome. We got to talk about the passing game, Jalen, and what he did. I mean,
they had about 27 yards too. I think.
Let me throw this out here first about Jalen, because this is the way I came away feeling with Jalen. I thought Jalen yesterday, if I were grading him on a scale, I would have graded him at probably C plus B minus, somewhere around there, right?
Okay.
Right. There's some things he could have done better. I thought he held onto the ball a couple times, got sacked, took himself out of field goal range. I know the safety happened. I understand that may have been a quick hitting play. If I'm Kellen Moore and I know my quarterback is banged up, he's a little compromised, can't run as easily, I would have run the ball down there, punt it, and then play defense as opposed to trying to throw the ball, and he's in the end zone throwing it.
Well, it's crazy. They snapped it at the 8 too, so it's not,
No, you're right. He wasn't in the end zone.
He backed into
He dropped into it, just to get away from it. So I understand that. So maybe that's half on him, half on Kellen Moore. But I thought he did some good things, like getting us started. That 44-yard run for the touchdown and a couple throws that he hit prior to that, that's the way you want to start a game. We talk about starting off fast all the time. Well, there you go. We should have been up 7-0 after the first drive, Jake. But we were up 6-0.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty damn good run. That might have been Jalen's best run of the season.
For sure, when you consider the moment.
Yeah.
Too.
I mean, a 44-yard touchdown run.
I'm happy you brought that up because I do think because there's so much talk about Jalen the thrower and Jalen the runner, we've somehow gotten to a point where we diminish what he does as a runner just because we're so focused on the passing. So you're right. And I think it sounds like we're going to have a little different opinions on him overall. But you can't talk about Jalen without mentioning the fact he ran for a 44-yard touchdown. Well, like there's a lot of, Josh Allen. That was a special play by Jalen.
And he broke a tackle to get it.
And he broke a tackle. It was not an easy run. Right. It was a special play for sure.
Yeah, and if I'm being fair from a passing standpoint, he had a couple drops. AJ dropped a couple. That one over the middle. I'm not saying I blame AJ. It would have been more of an impressive catch had he held onto it and took the hit. But
he was going to get hit.
No doubt in my mind, he took a peek.
Yeah,
he took a peek.
3 guys there.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know if I necessarily blame him for that one, but the one that Jalen hit him at the 1 yard line.
So
you got to hold on to that one.
So this is where maybe I see it differently. I thought there were 3 plays yesterday that if Jalen has a better arm, they're touchdowns. The AJ one, you're right. Maybe he tried to go back shoulder on the pylon. Maybe that's what he tried to do. Yeah. But there was room to lead him into the end zone. The Devontae play where Devontae got clocked and they got the flag. Devontae's open. With a better throw, that's a touchdown. And then I also thought the one in the corner of the end zone where it was nearly picked off, that was underthrown too. So
I didn't even like that throw. It was like it was double.
Well, so he wasn't doubled initially. The safety did get over there. It was initially one-on-one, which is why I think he threw it, but it's underthrown. So last week against the Packers, I was much more in the camp of they won. He didn't turn it over. He did enough.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm holding the Packers against him a little, but I can't do 2 straight weeks of the passing game being a non-factor. And I know the snow was there, but the snow wasn't really there in the first half or the beginning of the third. And it just felt like, unlike the Packers game, there were plays there to be made that were not made. And I think the sacks fall on everybody, but Jalen, you're the quarterback. And when you're sacked 7 times, including a safety, that's a that's negative plays. So I just thought there were more negative plays and missed opportunities yesterday than there were against Green Bay.
You
survive in advance, man. I mean, the playoffs, you have a couple quarterbacks in here that, their bread and butter is throwing the ball. You saw yesterday, Matt Stafford was one of them cats. He was a cat that he was going to live and die with the passing game, even though the running game paid pretty big dividends for them yesterday.
They ran the ball
pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, soft Kyron Williams.
But, dude, he had a couple runs.
He was good.
He looked so soft.
He was listening to the pregame show.
I look at I understand where everybody's coming from, and I think we get a little PSTD. PSTD.
Yep.
Did I say that right?
No, you said it right.
Yeah, I'm having PSTD. Yeah.
PTSD.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't sound right.
Yeah. PTSD.
But we get a little bit of that because of what we saw in Detroit and how many points that they scored. We have to understand that Jalen does enough. Now, the passing game is lacking. But, man, we're playing in an era now where the running game has been huge for us.
Yes.
Now, I understand we have to throw the ball. I get that. And he threw it enough, and there were some drop passes out there. But we live in an era now, man, where when you look at some of the teams that are left, I mean, I didn't watch too much of the Kansas City game, but Pacheco, remember what I remember from him? He's a pretty damn good running back. We have the best running game in the league right now, in the playoffs right now.
Yep.
I feel like there is going to be some opportunities to throw the ball, but everybody that was throwing the ball yesterday, a lot lost.
Yeah, and I know
for real.
I know it sounds like an excuse, Eliot, at times from people when we say, as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, he did enough.
Oh, dude, I've been driving that train for.
But it's right. It's the truth, man. It's what cost 4 teams the game this weekend was turnovers.
Throwing the ball.
Stafford fumbled it yesterday.
Yes.
Look
at what happened with Baltimore.
Yes.
A couple turnovers yesterday.
I 1,000% agree with you on the turnovers. That was my whole thing versus Green Bay.
Yeah.
And even the Carolina game they lost earlier this year, I was so mad, including AJ. Bryce Young had that interception that, it matters. What irritated me about yesterday was, I'm fine if you're only going to throw it 15 times, if you're going to be conservative with the ball. But when there are plays there to be made, that's when he has to
I get
make
that.
Yeah.
But dude, Jalen made a conscious effort yesterday. It was one play where he was running, and he covered the ball up because he was getting hit from all angles. But the thing that stuck out to me was that he covered the ball like a baby. like he was carrying a baby out of a burning building.
Yeah.
He made sure nothing happened to that football. You got to have that kind of mentality, man, in this playoffs, because that's going to – guess what, Eliot? That's going to be the difference between this game this weekend and going to the Super Bowl. Because let me tell you one thing. The run, as good as the running game looked against Detroit, they're not going to run the ball like that against us. So they're going to have to throw the football. So that's where, when you have a young quarterback, not doing the, scouting report early, but when you have a young quarterback like that, man, you want him throwing the football. And I like our chances against that, him throwing the football.
The worrisome thing to me is prior to Washington and Detroit, I thought Washington had a chance because they had the better quarterback in that game. And that proved to be true, right? The Eagles have the better defense, the better offensive line, the better running back, the better receivers, the better coaches. Washington has the better quarterback. It is what it is. And Jalen might not turn it over. And honestly, they'll probably win the game, and Jalen will be in his second Super Bowl, and he deserves that. But the scary thing is Jaden Daniels is playing at a level right now. He's the better quarterback in the game, and that can be a major problem.
Sure it can, unless you got the number one defense in the game.
I agree.
And so that's where this team game comes into. Jalen can't get into the idea I have to outduel Jaden Daniels to win this game. It's the quarterback that makes the least mistakes and makes the most timely plays when they're needed. We have the defense. It's just a matter of us coming up with the right scheme this weekend for Jaden Daniels, who's a phenomenal quarterback. But we're going to win this game, Eliot, like we've won the majority of our games.
I agree.
With our running game and our defense. That's how we're going to win this game, and that's how we're going to win the Super Bowl. We got to take a break. We got to get out of here, everybody. We're going to end on that note, not with Eliot's sour grapes. We're not listening to that nonsense on the way out of here. We're going to win next week. We got a chance to go to the Super Bowl one more time. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles! Go Birds! You got Ashlyn Sullivan coming up next. She gassed you through, I guess, to 10 o'clock tonight, I'm assuming. Who knows? Just keep hanging out. We out. Peace.